name is Bermuda. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and the audio levels are good. I am still in the testing phase, so any input would be appreciated. Okay, sorry if I keep looking over this way. I do have my second monitor, which is helping me with keep a track of YouTube comments and audio levels. So I've got my water. I'll try not to talk too much. I tend to get carried away and I don't concentrate on my flying. So let me just check that the recording is working and everything is live. It looks that way. So again, please let me know if you spot any problems. Just going to quickly check my audio. Apologies if there are any problems. Test 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay. I've just heard myself through the headphones. I've muted that. Obviously, I don't want to start confusing myself by hearing my own voice. Okay, so if you can see the screen, let me just pull my streaming software up so I can see what you can see. It's always a good start. Okay, there was a minor DCS update, so apologies for the slight delay in starting the stream. So what we are going to do is we're going to join the 4YA training 24/7 Aerobatics online UK server. It's about 13 people in there. I regularly fly in this server. It's really good fun, and I tend to find that most people in there are friendly. You do get the occasional person who tries to knock you out of the sky, but hey, that's all part of the fun, isn't it? Obviously, no weapons are allowed. This is an aerobatic training server. So please don't load any weapons in because you'll get kicked out of the server. Okay, let's join SRS. If you do have SRS running, it's a really good way to communicate. It's a bit temperamental, and most of the time you don't know whether anyone is actually talking in SRS because it can be quite quiet. But if you do get some pilots in who are active on SRS, it's really good, especially when you state your intentions for landing and taking off. I do have a funny video, and I will post it up as a short once I get to know how to do it, of me taking off from what I think is the active runway, and someone's taking off from the opposite runway, and we both collide. I didn't see him until the last minute. So, right, friendly reminder, smoke is forbidden on the ground below 500 feet. Okay. Let's join the blue side. That's all there is. And we are going to spawn in dynamically, if you can see there. Yeah, at, where you gone? No, that's not the airfield I want. KOBULETI here. There we go. Nice airfield. It's always good. A good airfield for me because you can fly out to the coast and come in on final. And there are some good visual references. This lake being one of them here. You can't see my cursor there. But that body of water there is good, and you got the river and obviously the range of hills as well. So it's a really nice airfield, and a lot of people who fly this server seem to favour this. What I will say, just before we do get into the aircraft, is you have this river run, a competitive lap. I've tried it. It's extremely hard. I'm not the best pilot, but it is a challenge if you you want. So this server's really good. Okay, without further ado, let's spawn in to KOBULETI. Okay, so dynamic slot. Double click. Okay, we're in our FA-18 Charlie. Okay, again, make sure you have 0 gun ammo. Otherwise, you'll get kicked out. Chaps and flares, we can have a bit of fun with those. I am going to take fuel tanks. So I like to have a bit of a burn. And then we can jettison those. Fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank. Great, you can see that. Sorry if anyone comes in and you do post a message into the chat. Please bear with me. And actually, I do need to sign in to see the chat. That would help, wouldn't it? I'm still new to this. Okay. Okay. This will take a minute or two. I do like to spawn cold. It allows me to set everything up. And, you know, it's kind of real life, isn't it? We can put a smoke pod on. Let's have a look. What colour? Decisions. I do like the red. That's quite nice. Red or yellow. You know what? Let's go blue. It's VE Day here in the UK. We'll go with a fictional UK Air Force. Okay, enough talking about the plane. Let's get in. Okay. Here we go. Okay, running head tracker. Everything looks good. I will center it. Let's just center that. There we go. Okay. All right, let's we can keep the chat open in game. I do like to have a look around. Right, first of all, let's canopy closed. Can get a bit noisy if someone's sonic booming when I'm trying to talk to you. Yeah, perfectly on cue. We got the sonic boom. Whoever that was, thank you very much. That was perfectly timed. Right, let's get the plane started. Okay, I'm using a HOTAS system here. So as you can see in the top right corner, auto sequence is running. If you are new to DCS and the FA-18, I'll talk you through it. I'm no expert, but I do fly in a fighter squadron with virtual pilots who are much more skilled at the avionics and weapon systems. But I do like the FA-18. I've got to fly it for quite some hours now. Oh! I was waiting for the sonic boom and didn't come. Okay, someone's just spawned in next to me in a nice looking plane. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, please help me out if you know these the answers to my questions. There's going to be lots of them. What is that? Is that some type of Russian MiG? Okay. Right, so back to our plane. Let's not get distracted. What I tend to do is just wait for the engines to start spooling up. You can see here the right engine has started. Let's just check I've got fuel pods on. No, yes I have. There they are. Actually, let's go to external view just to check.
Roll left, roll left.
Yep. So we've got our 3 tanks.
Flight controls.
That's good. And the livery's good.
Controls.
Okay, so right engine is spooled. We will set bingo to 3000. The reason being is I can get carried away. It's always good to get an audible warning of bingo. Altitude warning, wow. Probably going to do some low flying, so let's set it to 200 feet. Let's get our position and formation lights on. There we go, turning the dial. Okay, this is in no particular order, so, you know, personalise it as you see fit. I tend to have kind of a mental checklist as long as I work my way through in some sort of order. Okay, countermeasures we won't be using, but it's always good to have a kind of a muscle memory checklist. So I always put it onto REC, which is what I see some of the pro pilots do. Obviously, you've only got to click it once to start transmitting your electronic countermeasures. I'm not carrying any weapons, so we won't bother over here with our air-to-grounds, air-to-airs. What I will do, though, is set this screen, this DDI, to our fuel system. Now, this is where I sometimes make a mistake. We're carrying 3 tanks. We've got 2 on the external pylons left to right, and we're carrying 1 on a centre tank. What I want to do is get rid of the 2 externals first because of the drag that they will produce. So down here, what we do is we will stop our centre tank from using fuel. We will switch and override to our wing tanks. Now, in theory, oh, what's happened there? You see, this is where I need to be careful here. We've stopped our centre tanks and we've overridden wing to no, maybe that should be on normal. Yes. So we now should see the fuel levels in our left and right external tanks reducing while our centre tank stays at 2230, 2,230 pounds. We do have obviously some internal here as well. And what we'll do is what I like to do is set our jettison station ready, set it there ready, and obviously we need to do master arm. And I'll show you when we're in flight how to make sure that that's all done correctly. Okay, IFF and data link I normally do next. So let's just check that. Yep, they're both on. Data link is on. Sometimes the second data link channel. There it is. And we just click it on. What I'll then do is select the bottom DDI here. And as you can see, we can select our friendly units there. I say it's a bit temperamental. It's probably me doing something or not doing something maybe that causes the problem, or maybe there is a slight glitch in this plane or in DCS in general. When I fly with my squadron, sometimes we can't see each other on data link. Again, that may just be down to the plane. I'm not sure. Again, probably just me. Right, the right DDI, I normally have obviously my weapons screen on there, but for today I'll have the HSI as a backup to this. In terms of waypoints, there aren't any. I know you can set your own up, especially if you want to do the dam run. We're going to fly around here. We'll do a tour of the local landscape and topography and have a bit of fun and see if we can fly with anybody and just kind of join up in the air, as it were. We can test whether SRS is working. Let me just get my SRS there. And let me just check the briefing, see what comm channels, if there are any being used. I haven't heard anybody calling out on the SRS channel so far, but that's not to say there isn't any activity on the frequencies. Oh, tankers, that's interesting. I could have a go at air-to-air refueling. I'm terrible at it. Maybe I need to do some training. Okay, there is a bit of chat in there. I can't. Okay, someone's just saying they're taxiing to do some air-to-air refueling. That's good. There's normally, sorry, let me try and remember how to do this. Yeah, there we go. SRS 3052525. Okay, let me see if I can, on our radio stack here. Okay, so yeah, 1 is on 305, 2 on 2525.
KOBULETI, request takeoff.
Okay, so I don't know whether you heard that. We did get some ATC chatter there. Let's do a radio check on SRS. It doesn't hurt, does it? So I bound a key on my HOTAS for this. My call sign is Bermuda, and we're at KOBULETI. Let's see if we can get any response. KOBULETI traffic, this is Bermuda in an F-18 for a radio check, please.
5x5 on that radio check.
Copy that. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, sir.
Okay, so all's good with SRS, so it shows it's set up in the plane correctly. Okay, so now interestingly, my fuel tanks haven't drained any fuel on the left and right, so that means I've set something up wrong here. Okay, let's do the override. There we go. We are using fuel from our left and right tanks. So that was me, again, not fully understanding the system. Very nice. Chaffing and flaring from the, is that an Apache? AH-64? And that's a bit worrying because that guy, I think those are, that pilot, sorry. I made an assumption there, that was wrong of me, apologies. That pilot has got rocket pods on, probably going to get kicked off the server. Or are those fuel tanks? You know what? I don't know. Nice flying though. All right, let's taxi. So I'm assuming the active runway is left to right. Let me just check the F10 map, see what direction that is. 07, okay. Right, let's taxi out to 07. A burner of taxis, that helicopter is called. I like it. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda in an F-18, taxiing to active runway 07, I think. And let's follow out this plane here. Okay, so nose wheel steering on. Let's just check because we're on the ground. Anti-skid is on. We're not taking off, obviously, from the carrier. Just make sure we're not getting in anybody else's way. Okay, the other thing as well, if you do join in this server, is don't go too fast on the taxiway or try and take off from the taxiway. You will get booted out the server. You will get an initial warning, but sometimes by the time you've read it, it's too late. Okay, just some information there, top right corner, about the tanker. You can set them up as a TACAN frequency, I think. Well, sorry, as a TACAN marker. I did get a master caution warning there, not sure what that was. Let's check the plane over. Everything looks okay. Okay, 27 minutes. I know I was a bit late starting the stream, so apologies. I normally allow myself 15-20 minutes to get the plane set up from cold. I haven't really completed a thorough auto start setup because we're not carrying any weapons. Okay. Is that plane going to hold short? Looks like it. Now interestingly, the windsock is showing technically the active runway is the other side. So that's my poor airmanship there. I really should have bought this, but what I don't want to do is have a head-on collision with another player. Okay, let's watch this. Nice flying there in the helicopter. Nice afterburn. Okay. Yeah, I think that is maybe something to do with the taking off with the wind, with the tailwind. Let's give it a try. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda in F-18, lining up and taking off from runway 07. Okay, flaps are half. Let's do this. Okay, quick roll. Full throttle. Looking to rotate at about 150 knots. Oh, that was... rotate. Gear up. Positive rate, flaps up. Let's steer clear of the helicopter. Okay. Is that plane coming in for a landing? If so, that is technically the correct runway, so... yeah, looks like they're coming in. Let's do a couple of the circuits of the room of KOBULETI. Okay, we can get rid of the SRS window now. There we go. Okay. Flight control surfaces all feel good. What we'll do, let's do a low and fast run along that range of hills there. And that'll bring us back round to KOBULETI once we hit the coast. Alright. And as you can see, our fuel is doing what we want it to do. It's draining the the two external left and right tanks. And we'll get rid of those shortly. Okay, Mach 0.95, so we're just about to go supersonic. And there we are, Mach 1, supersonic. Sorry to anybody below walking their dog. but you're probably used to the noise from KOBULETI Airfield if you live down there. Alright, Mach 1.04. We're really high drag. We got 3 tanks on at the minute. Not actually that low, am I? 2,000 feet, so what I'm going to do is go down this little entrance to this valley here, and let's just follow it. As long as we keep in a clockwise pattern, we should end up back at KOBULETI. But hey, my pilot name is Bermuda, and maybe you can guess why. I will do my best to end up back at KOBULETI. Right, let's just bring the speed back a bit. What's interesting is, obviously, as you can see there, we got very little on our SA page, although we do have some people we can data link with, or IFF. Okay, so I'm looking for a right-hand path through this valley. Slow down a little bit. I'm not the best at flying low terrain at speed, so last thing I want to do after setting the plane up for nearly 20 minutes is to crash into the terrain and have to restart. Not good for viewer immersion. That's a bit better, 600 knots nearly. Okay, watching our fuel levels. One thing I tend not to do even in the general aviation planes that I fly, I will be totally honest, is I don't really use your axis.
Engine right. Engine right.
Uh-oh.
Engine left. Engine left.
Overspeed. That was interesting. That kind of shocked me a little bit there, because I haven't had that warning before. Okay, let's just do a quick check here. It did come up with an overspeed warning. That was interesting. Okay, I was pulling too much G there, I think. Okay, that's kind of threw me out of sync a little bit, that warning. Right, let's get ready to drop tanks. I'll do an external shot for you. Although I haven't got fuel tank jettison mapped to my HOTAS, so I'll have to quickly jump from inside to the outside using the wonders of modern technology. Okay. If you are watching on my webcam, I may be drifting off a bit, but hey, welcome to the stream. Heading east there, I'm probably going to turn and head north. Sorry, west a little bit. Actually, let's just get my bearings. Let's have a bit of fun. Let me try and find KOBULETI, my destination airfield. Sorry, my departure airfield. Without resorting to the map. So once I see some coast, let me pull up the F10 map and see how far away I am from KOBULETI. I will be jettisoning tanks soon. Let's get ready for that. Master arm on. There we go. Just do a quick visual check. Everything looks in order. Yep. Sorry, you probably didn't... yeah, flaps are automatic. This is really just anti-ice and lighting, and obviously some weapon systems there. Okay, not many people in the air with us. SA page is empty. Just level off. Mindful that I don't want to go negative G. Okay. Let's head west. Turn to 270 dead. Let's see what we can... Well, that looks a nice little bit of low flying there. Let's see how low I dare go with the radar altimeter. See if I can get down to 200 feet without scaring myself. What? Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm going to be way off, aren't I? Look at that, 1,200 feet, and I think I'm already pulling out of it. When I get to 200, can I? 3, 2, 250, 240, okay. Alright. That looks nice down there, doesn't it? Let's see if we can come down this valley. When I first started playing DCS...
Altitude.
Okay, thank you. That actually made me feel good that I got an altitude warning. When I first started flying DCS, I used the Flaming Cliffs A10 Warthog. Brilliant plane, absolutely love it. Basically just fly everywhere at full throttle. If I remember rightly, that's about 310 knots. And you just push the throttle forward and leave it basically until you're ready to land. So I've never really finessed speed control. Ah, now look. Okay, I've done something silly there. I've allowed my external tanks to go empty. So what we're going to do, we're going to stop. We know our centres now. There you go, centre is using fuel, lefts. So let's just make sure we got everything set up to eject. Master arm is on. Left inner, right inner, station selected, stalls, jettison selected. Okay, so if I go to, whoops, here, we should see our left and right fuel tanks jettison. Let me just go to external, there we go. Oh, looks like we got somebody coming in behind us. Okay, jettison in 3, 2, 1, boom, there they go. And I've just jettisoned everything.
Flight controls.
That wasn't good, was it? That wasn't good. We got company. Alright. So that just shows how much of a novice I am. I've just jettisoned £2,000 worth of fuel. Let's do a wing rock. Yeah, okay. Oops, I think I lost them. Are they gone? Where did they go? Oh, nice flying with you. Someone's really high up there. Okay, so I messed up my fuel. How much have we got left? Oh, we got 10,000. And so... Can we... No, someone is disconnected. Let's keep it on a 20-mile radius. Let's have a fly, see if we can join up with somebody else. Okay. So for the past 15-20 minutes I've shown you how badly I fly. Ah, who we got here? Should we see if we can join up with them? Let's have a bit of fun. I'll see if they'll allow us. I don't want to make assumptions that everybody in this server is looking for a wingman or a wing person. Oh, hold on. They're back. Just rocking my wings to let the other person know I've seen them. Yeah. Let me see. I'd love to know if that person was on our SRS. Wow, they are flying close. Whoa, don't hit me.
Altitude. Altitude.
They are flying that close. I didn't actually spot them. Alright, let's join up with them. I can see them just down there. Okay. They are low and fast. Oh, look at that. Lost visual on them. I'd make a terrible fighter pilot. I literally could lose something in the blink of an eye. Right, let's turn around.
KOBULETI, request startup.
Let me just check the... Okay, no one's in live chat, so just checking that. Let's just ease back here on the speed. Ah, yeah, I was going to check how far I was away from KOBULETI. Okay, well, there's the coast. And actually, if that's the river, and that's that body of water... I think I've impressed myself here. I just fly a little bit down south of this position. I should be there. That should be KOBULETI. And if it is, that'll be a first for me. I think it's just pure luck actually. I was flying in response to that other player that was flying extremely close and very well controlled. But I had lost situational awareness anyway. Let me just see if I can... Who's that? I've just tagged somebody else. Maybe they're down... Yeah, they're 0 feet there, so they're down on the ground. Yeah, so we've got people, players on the ground. That's got to be KOBULETI. One thing I didn't do was set up my chaffs and flares that I could have released. Let me just have a look here. Yeah, they're not releasing. I should have done that on the ground. Okay. So in theory, KOBULETI Airfield should be just ahead of us. Mindful of other traffic, so okay, who we got there? Type G turn. It's only 3G, but see if my smoke's working. Yep, there you go, blue smoke. Okay, we can have a bit of a play in a minute. Somebody went into a... Where are they? Can you spot them? I can't. Right, let's put smoke on. Let's have a bit of fun with the smoke. Okay, smoke on. There's the airfield. So, full power, full burn. We'll go into a steep climb, come over the top, and let's see what we can do. Try and keep it level as possible. This going over the top. Probably didn't look very good, but felt good. And there's a bit of smoke left. Maybe the blue was the wrong colour. I didn't think about that, did I? Alright, smoke off. I don't want to get into trouble. Smoke is off. Shall I buzz anybody on the ground and annoy them? There's a couple of planes there. Should we buzz them? There's somebody there. Looks like, are they waiting to take off?
Altitude. Altitude.
Why am I getting altitude at 3,000? Ah, hold on. That's strange. We've got a couple of pilots on the runway. What I won't do is get too close, but let's do a real tight turn. So I've just eased back to idle, watching my speed. 6G in the turn. There we go. Okay, got very close to stall speed there. But the plane felt good, didn't shake too much. Alright, let's accelerate here. See if we can get supersonic. That's not going to happen, is it? Map 0.75. So I left it too late. Several planes taking off there. Really nice separation. Ah, looks like somebody crashed. There we are, supersonic, over the top. See if we can see our smoke trail coming round. Whoa, watch your speed. Oh, these airshow pilots have skill, don't they? Oh yeah, sadly somebody didn't make it. Mach 1.1. Look at that, even just levelling up 3G. 3.5G. Right. Smoke off. Okay, we do have somebody else there on the ground.
KOBULETI, request takeoff.
Yeah, I wish everyone was using SRS because that would make the immersion really good. Okay, I was trying to read some of the in-game chat there. It's that blue is quite hard to read. Oh, there we go.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, sadly somebody did hit the ground there. Okay, who's that going? Oh yeah. Oh! What happened there? That's a collision. Two planes have just collided. Ouch. It does happen. It does happen. I did see somebody flying out towards the sea, but I have lost visual. We're still good for fuel. I'll get it down to about bingo at 3,000, then I'll come in for a land and I'll refuel. I really should practice tanker, air-to-air tanker refueling. I'm always mindful about flying across the airfield.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay. I don't know why it does that. It gives me an altitude warning when I'm at 4,000 feet. Right, nice leisurely flyby. Full of F-18s there, I think. Whoa. That was like an optical illusion then. Apologies if you were watching that. That I looked back and thought I was a lot closer to the ground than I actually was. If you're watching this after my live stream, feel free to comment on anything you found interesting or not in the video, and I always appreciate positive feedback, critical feedback as well. I'm not shy in saying that, you know, I don't want critical feedback. I do it. Anything to help me improve the channel and to start getting regular members who fly with me and joining the streams is really appreciated. My Bermuda channel is really relatively new. Spent quite a while setting things up in terms of the streaming and the audio. Hopefully people will start flying with me and we can have some fun. Oh, sorry. Somebody's just flew underneath me. That was a 5G turn. No wonder my pilot was heavy breathing. Okay. Let's keep my smoke on for a bit. Let's see if... oh. Yeah. Pretty bad. This plane is so forgiving. Went down to like 80, 90 knots there. Got into a stall situation. But just put the power on. Plane pulled nicely out of it. A nice gentle barrel roll there. See the elevators and that working, and the ailerons. You can really throw this plane around it's I have seen it get damaged by over aggressive flying, but it can really take a lot of punishment and a lot of aggressive inputs. Okay, it's 4G turn. Let's come back round, follow the coast back to the airfield. Probably going to think about landing soon. Let's bring her back down. At 500 feet. Shouldn't cause anybody taking off a problem. Just ease the speed back as well. 350 knots. Good enough. So, if you are new to this plane, so you can bind a key, or I just use the keyboard. There you go. Auto throttle control, is that? I don't know. ATC is anyway. It's basically it'll hold the throttle for you. As you can see, I've got it about now 340 to 45 knots. And the plane will happily fly at that speed unless you do something radical like steep climb or something and it can't maintain that speed. So everything here, you can see there's the autopilot panel, and it will bring onto the UFC what you want: attitude, hold, heading select, barometric and radar altitude. Once you get used to the UFC in this plane, it's pretty easy to fly. And obviously the UFC there is not just for autopilot, you can do weapon programming as well. No one's there at that runway. Not many facilities there. We should have a look at those smokestacks. I find some of the graphics in DCS are really impressive. I'm not running a top-end card at all. I'm running a 3080. It's about 3 years old now. I will upgrade once I've saved enough pocket money to get a 40 or a 50 series card, but that's a story for another day. Look at that, isn't that smoke nice? Oh, hold on. Is there somebody else there? I saw a shadow and thought, that doesn't look like my plane. Yeah, here we go. Alright, let's see if I can stick with this person for a while until I get bingo. Always good training, not just to get used to your own flight controls, but actually see if you can fly with somebody else and react to what they're doing. I got smoke on. So not just in terms of their position, but their speed as well. Speed brake on, slow down a little bit, they're in a tight turn. Nice flying. Whoop. Oh, somebody has crashed into the runway. Ouch. Oh. Tight, 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 tight. Nice flying, whoever that is, nice flying. Really tight turn. Oh, that's another F-18. In the blue jet. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. I can't do that. I cannot fly that maneuver. I wouldn't even know how to do it. If somebody wants to show me how to do that maneuver one day, that'd be awesome. Make sure my speed brake is down. Yep. Sorry, yeah, that livery was the Blue Angels, wasn't it? It's an F-18 livery. Whoever that pilot is, very good flying. Very good. Ooh, I don't like crossing the runway that low. Let's put my smoke on so they can see me. Last thing I want to do is collide with somebody. Oh, we've got a couple of planes there down below. Let's see if I can join up with them. Mindful of situational awareness, I'm not the best at that.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay, just had my bingo call. 3,000 I should be at.
Altitude.
Yep.
Altitude.
Probably not going to be able to play with those two. Sorry for the zooming in and out, just... Oh, let's turn my smoke off, don't want to get into trouble.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just do a circuit. I want to see where people are taking off from. That looks like that plane has just landed. Okay. So what's that? That's... Oh, there's 07, okay.
Bingo. Bingo.
Let's call it in. I thought it would have been 25. Watch the speed.
Bingo. Bingo.
Right, let's call it in. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda in an F-18, downwind for runway 07. I know, oh, hold on, I've got my smoke still on. I know military pilots normally don't announce when they're downwind, but...
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay, let's turn, easing back on the throttle, let's turn in, scrub some speed off and we'll get our gear down and flaps down in a sec for a short final. Okay, gear down, there we go, flaps down. Let's try not to embarrass myself with a very poor landing. Okay.
Bingo. Bingo.
There you go. This is a very nice plane to fly. Okay, watching the speed in the descent. So yeah, if we get it down to about 175, maybe a little bit lower, depending on your angle of attack. Ah, no, there is a plane there. Holding short, have they seen me? I'll be prepared to go around
Bingo.
if they do.
Bingo.
Watching my speed. Thank you very much for holding short. No. Is somebody taking off there? Okay, not the
Bingo.
prettiest of landings. But we're down. Okay, speed brake coming down. Let's get off the runway. Actually, I didn't announce final. That was naughty. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda F-18 is
Bingo.
clear of the runway.
Bingo.
Okay, let's just wait here. Let this plane come past. Okay, let's nose wheel steering is on. Oh, poor chap. Say poor chap, or
Bingo.
chapette.
Bingo.
I hope they ejected. No, I can't see any parachute. Okay, let's refuel. I'll set the chaffs and flares up so
Bingo. Bingo.
we can have a bit of a pyrotechnic display in the air. 30 minutes left. Okay. And then the server will restart itself. So that'll tie in quite nicely with this stream. Right, let's park up here.
Bingo. Bingo.
Park up next to these couple of planes. Again, if you're new to DCS and the FA-18, I'll show you how he does a refuel and technically a rearm, although we're not putting any weapons on.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay. Let's close the cockpit so you can hear me talking. Otherwise it will get a bit noisy.
Bingo. Bingo.
What a beautiful plane the F-18 is. The landing gear looks all okay, so I haven't damaged any of the linkages or anything. So you can see there the arrestor hook in between the engines. Obviously this is a carrier model, and there on the front nose wheel is the catapult.
Bingo.
Oops. The the launch bar, sorry, that's what I was trying to say there, which is controlled. If I put it down, you'll see it coming down. There it is. I'll put the tail hook down so you can see that as well. Probably get told off for doing this on. There you go. Tail hook is down. Let's lift that back
Bingo.
up.
Bingo.
Okay. Launch bar up. Okay. Can do a visual check of all the control surfaces here.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay. All looks good. So, I need to learn how to control my fuel tanks a bit better, don't I? So let's call up and get a refuel. So if you can see there in the top right corner.
Bingo.
So we want ground
Bingo.
crew, rearm refuel. There we go. We just want to drag that over to 100%. And let's go OK.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
There we go. And if we look at our fuel page, we should see the fuel start going up and get our tanks back.
Bingo.
I'll try not to lose
Bingo.
these ones too early. I'm sure they're very expensive. There we go. We can see the fuel start being loaded onto the aircraft. We'll look on our SA page. Who we got here? Those are the other players that are on the ground. Must be these. Ah, hold on, left in or right in. Did I select the wrong tanks? Let's just have a look outside for when they appear. That's a good shot, isn't it? Ah, runway 25, okay. Someone saying runway 25 was the active runway. Does take a little bit of time to refuel. I'm mindful in about 20 minutes the server's going to shut down and restart. I'll probably call it a day on this stream. It's been nice flying it. Nice aerobatics there. Oh. That hopefully is a very nicely controlled spin. Look at that. Now that is impressive. Don't hit the ground. No, 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 no. That is impressive. Whoever that pilot was, kudos. Then let's just check what's happening here. Are we getting fuel? Yeah, there we go. So we should start seeing our other external tanks appear as our internal fuel is filled up. Sorry, sometimes my head tracker I put my hand in front of it and it goes a bit crazy.
Refueling complete.
Really? I don't think so. I wanted... Where's my other tanks gone?
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Oh, there we go. There's the centre tank. There we go. Left inner. And right inner. So we're good. So there was a plane taxiing out
Rearming
there.
complete.
What runway is that? That's got to be... Is that 7? No. Yeah, taxiing out to 7. An F4. Let's follow it out. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda in an F-18, taxiing to active runway 07. Let's get in the air and enjoy the last few minutes before the server shuts down to restart. Should have my landing lights and taxi lights on, really. My bad. Wow, that's some serious bit of kit there. I think those two planes are clearly in a formation team. Right, so while I'm taxiing, let's see if I set these. So I want to stop the centre tank, and we're going to have normal from the external. So it's this F4. Is that the Phantom? The F4 Phantom? He's opting to use the full length of the runway, so out of courtesy I'll follow them through. Yeah, again looking at the windsock, it's kind of a crosswind there, but it's quite a strong crosswind from the right. So maybe there's yeah, I think the other runway would have been better, 25, the opposite end. Okay, looks like they're going straight out. Doesn't look like anybody's coming in, so let's hold short. Ah, twin seater. That does look nice. Nice in the air. Okay. Looks clear. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda F-18, lining up and taking off runway 07. Okay, let's do this. Okay, flaps are there. I'm not sure why I get a master caution when I just literally start to roll for takeoff. Oh, we got somebody snuck up behind us. Let me pull over. All right, let's go. Let's give him a bit of space there. Gear up. Flaps up, holding the runway line. Just letting them know that I've seen them. It's interesting, not actually sure where they are. Are they close? That was a nice surprise. A bit of a caught me unaware there. That this is interesting. So I got a tight G turn there, and obviously I was approaching stall. This plane is so forgiving. Oh, don't hit me! Whoa, nice. Okay, let's fly. Let's fly. We'll fly with you. Not even sure what that plane is, so let's go smoke on. Speed brake just to come alongside. Yeah, smoke on. Okay, let's get smoke on. We'll fly with you. Come on, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Nice. With no voice comms between me and the other planes, not sure what their intentions are, so I tend to be a bit safe or on the side of caution. I'm no expert in formation flying, so last thing I want to do is clip wings. "15 minutes left," okay. It's a very agile plane, whatever that is. Oh, that caught me out. Oh, are they going over? No way. That's... I think I'm going to struggle to hold it. Oh, she's shaking. She's shaking. No way, that's probably the best loop I've ever done. That is probably the best loop I've ever done.
Altitude.
Wow. Whoever that pilot is, thank you very much for getting me through an awesome loop. And I had the smoke on as well. Wow. Just go on there. It's down the left side. Oh, look at that. They've got different coloured smoke. I haven't. That's impressive. I'm just doing everything I can not to get too close. This has been a fun session. It's interesting when you fly with different planes that has obviously got different characteristics in terms of manoeuvrability, engine power. It's good practice. Somebody like me anyway. They're going to try another loop here. I'm a bit far behind. I think they're going to try another loop, that's just my guess. Let's see if they do. Amazing flying. It's making me fly better. I dare not get any closer. I'm impressed that I did a loop with all my 3 fuel tanks still on.
KOBULETI, request takeoff.
Okay, I've gone a bit radio silent, I'm just focusing. This plane is awesome. Whoever's piloting that plane is awesome. Changing the smoke. They're very smooth in their flight controls. Whereas I'm not, as you can see, I'm dropping back, getting too close, off to the left. Not going to make any excuses. Can I quickly go external? Have a look. No. Oh, my smoke's ran out. Oh, that's a pity. Oh, no, it's not. Silly me. Okay, let's try and catch him up. I do want to drop my tanks actually. Let me see if I can. Don't want to lose this this pilot. Okay. So I want to start using my normal centre. Let's see what that does. Ah, it's done it again.
Flight controls. Flight
I've
controls.
gone and lost my centre tank. Oh well. Slow down. Okay, they're just below me, so let me... There they are. Let me join up again. So much nicer flying in a group. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy flying on my own. Nice, and gives me some nice solitude. Allows me to gather my thoughts and relax, but yeah, really nice flying in a group. Look at that, I'm full idle here and I'm at 250 knots. What plane is that? Is that a red? That's not a Red Arrows. Is it a Hawk or a Hunter? No, it'd be a Hawk, I think. Oh, they are going really slow. I'm not sure I can hold this. No. Five minutes left, let's come in. KOBULETI traffic, BeRmUdA F-18, landing at KOBULETI. Right, let that plane land. It's only courtesy I come in and land with them, I think. They've been really helpful, especially with my attempt at a loop. And let's bleed off some speed here. Okay. Gear down, flaps down. Just bleed off some speed. Coming in a bit fast. That was nice. Landed pretty close to each other. KOBULETI traffic, Bermuda F18, clear of the runway. Okay, that's the end of the session. So I'll bid you all a good day. It looks like the server's shut down. So yeah, thanks for watching. There was some great action there. I really enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do is I'll call it a day, and we'll set another live stream up for later in the week. If you are watching this, thank you kindly for your time. Time is valuable. And please, if you are able to follow me, like, subscribe and share and help my channel grow. I will get better at this, I promise. And yeah, hopefully fly with you again soon. Take it easy. Goodbye.